Hey guys, it's me, Mr. 250, and welcome back to Sound of Drop Falling to Poison. You remember the big twist last time was that, well, Kenji-kun, there's been a change in strategy said by Rieko. That kind of, throws us for a bit of a loop, doesn't it? So let's continue. You've gotten so big, Sayo-chan. My, didn't I say so earlier? You've done a nice job surviving. Shut your wrinkled mouth. We know that you two are working together. Insult me all you'd like, but I wonder if that will be enough to absolve your hatred. Kenji-san walks to Saganuma Rieko's side and loudly cracks his neck. Why? Do you have something to prove? With your neck cracks? The three of us are facing the two of them head on. Big sister, what do we do? Those people were looking for us, right? They had the same look when they killed me. It's alright. It'll all be fine. I place my hand on Mari's head, and I can feel that she's shaking. She's afraid. It's not impossible that Mari would remember the moment she was killed. When she saw them, she probably remembered the fear she felt back then. Anyway, there are too many things we don't understand. Please tell us. Like when you pushed Saganuma Rieko. Kenji-san, you were trying to save us, weren't you? Kenji-san, you said... How funny. What is it? Mayumi, calm down. It's not good for you to let her rile you up. Just as Sayo says this, I glare at Saganuma Rieko. Even though she's realized she's completely misjudged you, this girl continues to trust you. Well, that's not impossible. That's what I led her to believe. Didn't you say we needed to restore that one piece of the aquarium? What do you mean? Saganuma Rieko responds to Sayo's question by snickering. As if he's mimicking her, Kenji-san also snickers. The pair's actions are frighteningly similar. Big sister, something's not right after all. I know. This isn't the Kenji-san I know. No, that's not what I meant. The two of them are weird, but they're the same. They're fuzzy. Mari-chan, so you've realized it after all. Hearing him speak so lightly to her, Mari glares hard at him. Neither Kenji-san nor Rieko-san appears agitated by this. Listen, okay? I realize that the tone of Kenji-san's voice has changed, and I swallow. The Red Mantin Aquarium is itself a gathering of numerous wills. You can call those wills souls. The murderer of the director and the resulting grudge serve as a core, and the base of each of their souls is made up of that directive. Primarily, the fish souls, which lack the same thinking as humans, use that directivity to maintain this malicious world. In order to gather their souls, you spread that rumor amongst stupid junior high school girls, didn't you? Heh, stupid you say, even though you're the same as they are. Sayo clicks her tongue in response to Saganuma Rieko's words. Kenji-san continues unaffected. Generally, those trapped souls lack individuality. Just like an animal, the existence is known as the Red Mantin Aquarium has no instinct but to preserve itself. Since more than half of the souls comprising this world are fish, it only makes sense. However, it is possible for individuality to be regained in a concept with the visit of a human they are linked to. You told me you ran into someone you knew long ago. If that person's link to you is strong enough, they may appear as an individual. You could also call them a ghost or a vengeful spirit. Just like the girl at your side, Mari-chan. What? Just as Kenji-san looks at her suggestively, Mari merely sticks out her tongue and pulls down her eyelid. His story up to now isn't that different from what Sayo and I expected. But as we're waiting, he continues the conversation. Your bond is too strong. Or it's possible that the directivity that Mari's soul possesses is completely different. The two of you being brought together alone may have been enough to put Mantin Aquarium in danger of being destroyed. If we carelessly killed Mayu-chan and the two souls came together, This place would surely be liberated from the curse. Like the plankton who can't go against the ocean current, the souls pulled here in Manton Aquarium would follow the direction of the pure love the two of you share. It would defeat the hatred that serves as this place's directive. That's why at first, I tried to keep you two apart. After that, I would get rid of Mari. If I killed Mayu-chan a month later, we could safely continue supplementing the aquarium with life energy. We could continue on peacefully. Since you brought Himeno-chan with you, fate could have gone either way. That was a close call. Are you saying that's the reason you saved me from danger then? I want him to deny it. I'd sincerely thanked him, and I had respected him. Yeah, it'd be a burden if you died so carelessly. It feels as if everything supporting me has crumbled away. Even so, the fact that Mari and Sayo are with me becomes my strength. Somehow, I'm able to continue standing. I'm not sure if Sayo has stopped paying attention to me or not, but she begins to ask Kenji-san her own question. But I heard you once tried to kill Mayumi? That's right. That was careless. This is proof that your bond created resentment. Still, not completely in possession of her individuality, but in connection with Manton Aquarium. Mari-chan was trying to warn you, Mayu-chan, when you were with me. My connection with Manton Aquarium was temporarily severed. Because of that, I was ensnared by the grudge of Manton Aquarium, and Hiyoshi Kenji's true nature became exaggerated. So, was that when Kenji went crazy? If I had just been a soul, I would have disappeared on the spot and never attacked you, Mayu-chan. So you're living after all. You're the main one spreading all of those urban legends among junior high girls. You could say that, but it's difficult to say whether or not I'm actually living. You talk too much, Kenji-san. There's no point in telling the ones you'll kill all of this. Time is eternal, but it's best to leave out the unnecessary. Kill? Myself aside, wouldn't it be a problem if you killed these two? I told you, didn't I? Our plans have changed. As Sagano Marieko says those words, the entire room undergoes a change. A faint tremor reaches the back of my legs. It gradually grows larger. The antique furniture in the director's office shakes even more violently. I've heard of poltergeist phenomena. It's when objects move on their own or people suddenly hear noises. I'm sure that's what this is. When I notice the water, it's turned red like blood. The red color doesn't stop with the tank, but overflows into the rest of the room as a red light. Big sister, Sayo-chan, watch out! I know, they're connected with this place. In other words, they can interfere with the phenomena that happen here. The vibrations become more violent, like a strong earthquake, leaving me unable to stay standing. Mari clings to me, as I cling to the shaking desk. Kia! The books that fly off the bookshelves come straight at me. Somehow I shield myself with my hand, but a corner hits the bone of my arm, leaving a bruise. The bookshelf is overflowing, scattering everything on top of the desk. The glass picture frame has fallen onto the floor, breaking on impact, and tearing a picture inside. The smile of the girl depicted in the photo has been split in two, right down the middle. Mayu, we have to get out of here now. But the exit is blocked. Moreover, the murderous intent of that pair is unmistakably real. But just as Sayo says, if we don't get out of here, we can't regroup. Just like when we were attacked by orca or frogs, this phenomena is probably also being orchestrated by those two. Under the chair, there's a hidden passage that leads to the deep-sea fish booth. Huh? I can't hear you. The violent shaking cancels out our voices. Big sister, under the chair, let's go together. Yeah. As soon as I take a step, I stumble. The shaking of the room has gotten so violent, I can't walk very easily. Mayumi, you're caught up in something. Sayo's voice sounds like she's in pain. Unable to stand the shaking any longer, she sinks to the ground. Unlike me, she has nothing to grab onto, so it's natural. Leaning onto the desk as it continues to shake, I twist my body and move under the chair. This is just as Sayo said. There's a square in the floor made of a different material from the rest. In the middle of the wooden floor is an out-of-place metal area. It also has a handle which I grab onto. With all my might, I pull it up. No. Hurry, do it! I almost can't hear Sayo's voice, only understanding that she's hurrying me along. I'll help too. Mari stretches her hand around my waist and pulls, but the door in the floor won't budge. Why? As far as we can tell, it isn't that it's locked. How amusing. You think we wouldn't think of such a easy thing? I have to hurry. This won't end with the poltergeist phenomena alone. But as we struggle against the insurmountable odds in the deep red room, Saganuma Rieko merely laughs. Sorry, Mayu-chan. This is for what they call the survival instinct of a seed. Kinji-san is saying something. It's similar, as if to embody my bad premonition. What is that? Within the red light, a large black shadow wriggles about. It doesn't take much time to realize that the shadow itself is a living thing. Mr. Whale? We've stopped trying to pull on the door, looking up at the large creature. Unable to fit into the room, it crashes into the wall. No, if it were just a ghost, then a container like a mere room would be irrelevant. My, Kinji-san. So it's making an appearance. The world's largest living creature, the blue whale. It's not something I can completely control. With a malice being born from Manton Aquarium under these circumstances, it's likely been created spontaneously. It is a whale. It wasn't here originally. Like the orca and frogs and jellyfish, so why? What do you mean the frogs were here originally? Did Manton Aquarium have frogs? Frogs aren't really an aquarium creature. This is another bond. The memory of the greatest terror engraved onto the hearts of the fish souls. It's an overwhelming fear for living things. A form that swallows everything. We're cut off in a completely closed off world. After we will sublimate everything into one ideal. After this, a true grudge with no impurities. It will become the world's new truth. Do you understand? Either way, it means you will all be returned to nothingness. More than death, more than erasure. It will be a complete and pure eternity. I'm sure you can hardly wait. Could you get any more vague than you're being right now? I can't sense individual will in their words. If they were humans, they wouldn't adhere to something so ridiculous. It's the outer limits of survival instinct. I can't understand the full story behind their objective. It's specifically because I don't understand the true nature of it that I find it terrifying. As if embodying the fear I feel. The shadow that I can see is nothing other than a whale finally shows its form clearly. We have to run! When my thoughts finally return to the present, it's almost completely like the whales I've seen in picture reference books and images. I will help too. Oh, this is a new track. When Sayo takes her hand off the floor, the bookshelf aims for her and flies her way. It's not a direct hit, but even that light impact with her shoulder sends Sayo's body flying into the wall. Ow! Sayo! Sayo applies pressure to her shoulder and leans her back against the tank wall. Bathed in the red light, it creates a deep shadow. When Sayo is thrown back, something falls down with a flash of light. It slides across the floor and stops at Kinji-san's feet. It's the keychain I lent to Sayo. The strange sticker photo stuck on the back is facing out. This is... Papa's key. We don't have time to grab it. This way. Holding onto the desk, I reach out my hand for Sayo. The desk is shaking so hard I have no idea when it will fall. Moreover, there's no time, as the shaking grows more and more violent. Sayo. In an instant, the shaking stops. Huh? Shocked at the sudden turn of events, I return my gaze to Kinji-san. Hiyoshi-san is blurry. Big sister, it's open! The light in the room returns to a blue color, and the shadow of the large creatures disappear. As I listen to Mari's voice, I open my eyes wide. As if it's being projected onto him, there's the form of an unfamiliar man layered over Hiyoshi-san's body. It's the man shown in the sticker photo with Sayo. Kinji-san, no, that man, has dropped his gaze to the keychain and is trembling. What's that? Sayo-chan too! Despite Mari calling out to her, Sayo gives no response, so I grab her arm. There's no mistake about it. This is our chance to run. This little... I'm gonna be all Scooby-Doo villain like Saganuma Rieko stomps on the keychain that has fallen onto the floor. Ah, this thing, this little thing. When it doesn't break on the first try, she stomps on it over and over with her high heel. Cracks finally appear in it and she smashes it into pieces. At almost the same time, the three of us go through the door in the floor. Tch, only one step further and... By the time we flee the director's office, Kinji-san has turned a sharp eye on us. So we escape for now, but I don't think we're gonna get much farther. That was, without a doubt, my papa. Even after reaching the deep-sea fish booth, we can't calm down. Sayo says, wiping away the sweat that has gradually appeared. Her breathing is still rough. I have a general idea of what happened just now. The thing connecting that man to the aquarium is his possession by my father. The moment he saw the sticker picture on the keychain was the first time he came to his senses and seemed to recognize you, Sayo. I wonder why he hasn't recognized you this whole time. You saw, didn't you? Papa's in his own world. It's no surprise that he saw me having grown as I have and didn't recognize me. But your family, Mari was able to recognize me after all. It sickens me to use their words, but it's thanks to your bond. Having her individuality, Mari understands the concept of time. Hiyoshi, Papa, is an existence bound to the will of Manton Aquarium. He no longer has any connection to time. But if you talk to him, really talk to him, he might understand. He said he wanted to see your father after all. It's fine. I came here to part ways with my father anyway. More than anything, I'm sure Papa has, whether directly or indirectly, taken many lives. Could you forgive him, Mayumi? When you say it like that... With me being at a loss for words, Sayo cuts in and continues. I'll erase the Red Manton Aquarium. My resolve to do so is not wavered. Even so, your father... Stop already. The screaming voice resonates as if its owner's throat is being burned. I was just at the point where I wasn't thinking about it. So, you're still worried about it then? No, no, no! That my father would do something so terrible, I won't accept it, but... Sayo's cries erupt over and over again like a volcano. No matter how you look at it, it's clear. That's not a gathering of wills. That's Papa's true self. That giant whale is a massive malice, and I'm descended from that malice. But Sayo, you're a different person from your father. If you're upset by it, you don't need to be. That's not all. Sayo turns her back to me and places a hand on the deep-sea fish booth tank. I knew that picture was going to come up at some point. I remember seeing it in the opening and noting that I hadn't seen that picture yet. The surface of the tank reflects Sayo's expression like a mirror. A droplet glistening on her cheek gives her away. It makes a heart-rending stain on the floor. I can't bring myself to stand against my papa. I still feel love for him. Evil lives within my heart. Sayo-chan, no! The light in the room. The once all-blue room begins to flicker with flashes of red. It's an omen of an impending phenomena. Like light bulbs flickering on and off, the lighting alternates between blue and red. Now it's purple. All of the light shining through the tank mixes together, becoming nothing more than a gaudy violet. Mari! My instinct tells me this is bad, and I embrace Mari. I have to get Sayo and us out of this room. That's what I think, but it's too late. From a spot on the floor, the spot where Sayo's tears overflow and gradually spread as a highly viscous violet liquid. It's muddy like melted concrete. Sayo-chan's crying. Wait, melted? I think you mean non-hardened concrete. Concrete doesn't melt. At least not in that sense. Before we realize it, we've ended up inside of the vivid violet space. Imprisoned? This isn't malice, it's anguish. This is clearly what Sayo is feeling right now. She's truly stuck between a rock and a hard place. It's not the red of hatred or malice, but a violet world. The mud spreads all across the floor, and we sit ourselves on the handrail, narrowly avoiding it. Still, if we wait around like this, the whole room will eventually be covered in mud. Sayo, listen to us. I am. I don't think she can hear us. Our voices seem to be swallowed up by the mud. In contrast, Sayo's sobs echo throughout the room. Her anguished voice seems to overflow from the room itself. The mud stretching out below me is like the bottom of the ocean. The proof of that is that the fish silhouettes begin to appear in the deep-sea fish booth. Within the violet light, the fish swim about. They're all fish of the deep sea, from football fish to oarfish, slightly sparkling pancake octopi, and transparent-headed barrel-eye, the fish that once inhabited this booth. Giant isopods with large carapaces squirm about in the mud, while atrocious brown jellyfish and vivid flower hat jellies float about the ceiling like UFOs. They all originally inhabited parts of the ocean with varying depths, but now they swim about in Sayo's ocean of anguish. The reason these creatures from varying depths are all able to inhabit the same tank is thanks to the nanobubble technology, for some reason. Each of the creatures faces the sky, their feelers outstretched and some of them with fangs bared. They're also luminescent fish. I can clearly grasp that they're threatened. I feel bad for them. They're also suffering. Mari, you understand, don't you? Sayo's definitely feeling the same. So as not to start a panic, I'm trying with all my might to calm down. But when this phenomena started, I knew how things would change. We're being pulled into the deep sea. When that's done, we'll become their prey. Even if we don't, we'll be unable to breathe or be crushed by the pressure. It's not just being in the water, but the darkness of the deep sea. The mud swept up by the waves spreads all throughout the room. There's nowhere to run. Moreover, stopping here will lead to us being swallowed up by the mud. No, the threat of being swallowed up by the mud is almost completely gone. The reason why is because our bodies are already floating. I cling tight to Mari, and I can feel her almost non-existent body heat. We're in the ocean. Our words are snatched away in midair. We search for Sayo amidst the confusion, but as even the light itself is going dim, we cannot find her. It really is becoming the deep sea. Her mouth closed, Mari clings to me. They said Mari has individuality, so she's being pulled in along with me, but she shouldn't be in existence that can be pulled in the first place. Not good. There's nothing we can do. If I were alone, I could probably escape, but there's no point in that. I will escape from this red mantin aquarium with Mari and Sayo. Even so... The fish swimming about push my body aside, causing me to slowly hit the wall. This is like the weightlessness I've seen depicted on television and in movies. When I hit the wall once, I lose any sort of momentum. But my own body begins slowly floating towards the opposite wall. I'm lucky that any velocity I had is lost due to the water resistance, but at the same time, it's getting harder to breathe. I have to do something to change my direction so I can protect Mari. After hitting my back against the ceiling, I should be heading downward. As if it had been waiting on me, a feeler appears before my eyes. The clump-like creature that owns the feelers is stuck to the corner of the wall. The Dahlia anemone, a deep-sea anemone that gets its name from the fact that it looks like the Dahlia flower. I've heard it as monumentally powerful venom for a sea creature. They're throwing in some big words here. Like, I understand them, I'm smart, but it is well, not a word I use commonly. Let's just say that. On just the strength of its venom alone, it's a ferocious creature whose sting could cause instant death. Not good. At this rate, I'll be preyed upon by that massive feeler. But with my pace so slow, the sea anemone draws closer. Aren't sea anemones, like, attached to a rock? Or are you saying its feelers are drawing closer? Maybe it's got long feelers, I don't know. It's unavoidable. I'm unable to gain control of my body, and avoiding a direct hit seems unlikely. Then, I have no choice but to gamble. The sea anemone's mouth should be located at its center. It shouldn't be able to pierce the sole of my shoe. I have no choice but to use it as something of a stool to escape in the other direction. I frantically muster my strength, and stretch my leg out towards the center of its body. It feels as if I had jumped into a bucket of pudding, but in spite of that, I continue to extend my foot with all my might. Ha! My foot is sunk in and I can't get it out. Along with it, my body's being swallowed by the anemone. What I thought was its body is only feelers. Somehow I have to do something. Despair piled on despair. Is that the whale? A large shadow descends from overhead. The shadow opens a mouth so grandiose, it seems as if it could swallow the room whole. It's a whale, although this one isn't bigger than the one that appeared in the director's office. The difference between them is no more than the difference between the woods and the forest. It's trying to devour me. No, not just me individually, but surely the space itself. Or perhaps it could be trying to achieve the same objective as the director and the others. At this rate, Mari herself will be swallowed up. Even though this place is already underwater, if I push her away, she could be saved. Mari looks at me with an anxious expression. Oh boy, decision time. I'll leave this decision for next time, but I'm pretty sure one of these leads to a bad end, as you would likely imagine. So this will be a next time thing. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. I think we might finally be getting towards one of the true ends and, you know, the bad ends, I hope, because this is dragging on a bit longer than I thought it would. So anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!